I want to get into another noon game that we talked about was going to be good. Iowa State and Iowa.
Yes,
Kind
that
of
game was really good.
kind of your stereotypical Iowa State game. I mean, it low scoring, little offense, field goals. I mean, it was just how you would draw up the Iowa State rivalry.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think the biggest thing that that game came down to was the turnover there by Iowa. I mean, he threw an interception. I can't believe really how low scoring game this was. I really thought Iowa State was gonna handle this Iowa team a little bit better than this. I didn't think it was gonna be as close as it was, I guess, to say. The spread on this game was only 3.5, and they didn't cover, and I really thought that they would have.
Yeah, and I want to just also throw out there that Iowa is having a very tough time passing the football this year. I don't know what their stat line was the week prior. I know it was under 100, but I'm look at the stat line right here, and I see they again only had 83 yards passing, and I know that before it was under 100 as well. This is 24 attempts to throw that football 100 yards, and
Yeah.
they mustered 83. I don't know too much about the Iowa Hawkeyes. I don't know what their receiving core looks like, but I can tell you it must not be very good because if you're throwing the football 24 times and you're only mustering up 83 yards, there's a problem.
Yeah, and not only that too. Like, I mean, if you take a look at the completion percentage, it was very similar against their first opponent there, Albany, I want to say it was. U Albany, the Great Danes. It was very close. He threw 53%, I think, against them. Yeah, 53.3%, and then 54% against Iowa. So, I mean, he's dropping back and he's getting some attempts, but even then, like, you're only completing half your passes, and you and I both know, and that is just not enough at this stage if you want to be successful as a quarterback and throwing the ball, especially if you're not much of a rushing quarterback. You got to be able to do something, and he's really not producing there.
Yeah, and like looking down the stretch, I'm looking at their schedule pulled up here. You got UMass next week. That's obviously, I mean, I look for them to win that game handily. Um, then you have Rutgers again. I'm sure they're gonna win. Probably gonna be low scoring. But then you start to get into the meat of the schedule with Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Penn State, Oregon, USC.
Yeah,
These are teams that if you get behind Wisconsin, Luke Fickell, known for a high scoring offense, Penn State returning so many weapons on offense. Oregon, we seen what they did to Mike Gundy and his mullet.
yeah,
USC, USC, Nebraska, Dylan Raiola. These are teams that, if Iowa's defense cannot stop these teams, and I don't think that they're going to stop, that I'm sure they'll muster up some, but these are teams with good offenses, and if they cannot stop their offense is going to produce nothing. So just another year. It's looking like, you know, obviously we're only going into week 3, but just shaping up and looking down the stretch, is Iowa going to have another year of a pitiful offense? Because this is a reoccurring thing every single year. Iowa's defense is on it. They're just a brick wall, but their offense
yeah.
couldn't score on a high school team. I mean, it is terrible. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say my expectations for this Iowa team is not very high as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think they beat UMass. I think they beat Rutgers. It, I would probably give them Minnesota and Michigan State. I would say those are toss ups. I would even go as far as saying Nebraska is a toss up. They always fight Nebraska really hard, but
They do.
you're at Wisconsin. You're home against Indiana. That could be a toss up. I think Indiana obviously has a better team, but that could go either way in Kinnick Stadium.
Correct.
Penn State is just way too talented. Oregon's way too talented. USC way too talented. I just think that they're gonna have a very very lackluster year, this Iowa team.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just wanted to shoot that out. Iowa State on the flip side, I, I mean, they're squeaking them out, but they're winning. So that kind of in
Yeah,
Iowa
they're
State fashion.
they're just finding a way to squeak games out, and they're doing well. I mean, I feel like they're going to be able to keep producing as well. I mean, let me pull up their schedule
Yeah,
here.
they got Arkansas State this week, Arizona. Honestly, their biggest game of the year, the two biggest games of the year are going to be. You know what? I'm sorry. The three are all on a stretch: Arizona State, TCU, Kansas. They definitely
Yeah.
lose one of those. I would actually go as far as saying I think they'll lose to TCU and Kansas. I think they can beat Arizona State this year. Arizona State lost Cam Scatabo, some other big pieces on both sides of the football.